So in this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can create stunning graphics for your social media using a simple tool called Canva. And you might already know about this tool, but if you don't, just know that this is a tool that you can use to design all your social media graphics without having any design skills. And you're going to see why I say that in a minute. Just to let you know, Canva is totally free to use, and you have the option to upgrade, of course, for the paid service, which means you get a few more pro features attached to it. But I used the free account for years, and in fact, I've only just upgraded last year. So that's how long, I've been doing this job professionally, and I've been able to get by with just the free version. So be confident to know that you don't have to spend any money on this. It's totally free and it's totally easy to use. So to give you an example, I'm going to show you how you can just take a simple photo that you have in your library and then make it into a really attractive social media graphic without any design skills or without having to hire somebody to do it for you. So this is Canva's website. So if you go to canva.com, this is what you see. And I'm just going to log into my account. All right. So when you log in, as you can see, there's a lot of templates here. There's like Instagram posts, logos, Facebook posts, posters. You get the idea. It's got everything you could ever need to create graphics for your business. So, I'm just going to show you a few examples here. These are all templates, by the way. I did not design this. I just pre-selected it before I recorded this lesson because I want to show you how you can take a simple photo that you have. It might be of you, your office, or it could be something you're working on, and then put it into a social media graphics that makes it a lot more attractive to look at. So let's take this one to begin with. So this is one of the templates, a pre-made template. And if you wanted to use this, all you have to do is replace this photo with yours and then change the colors to match your brand. So I'm just going to see what photos that I want to use. So in this case, I might want to upload my own photos. So say, let's see what's in here. So say I want to take this photo here and then I'll position it. So instead of say posting just a photo of myself, like, I'm going to show you here. So say, usually if we don't have any design skills, what we'll do is we'll just make this photo fill up the whole sheet and then, just put some writing over it and then maybe add a filter or two. And that's the social media post. But over here, as you can see, this has so many layers and textures, and it makes it a lot more interesting to look at. And say if these colors weren't your brand colors, all you have to do is click on the element itself, and then select the color here is the color kind of control here, and you could change the colors based on, say, your brand color, or you could also change the color based on the colors in this photo. So here, if you can see here, see that's the photo there? Canva has picked up all the main colors from that photo. So you can choose, say, that color. And then for that one, you can choose that color. And as you can see, then can you see how the whole background now kind of matches the photo? It looks really professional, because it has chosen the colors from that photo. So for the background, I'm going to choose this light color here. Can you see how beautiful that is and how easy it was to just quickly make it brandable or, to suit your colors? And say if you wanted to create this from scratch, I'm just going to add a blank page there. And then we're going to select this and then see what's the information here. This particular element is called pink blob. So this is in case you are creating from scratch, but you wanted to copy something like this, but you didn't know what it's called. So here's a way of learning what these elements are called. So this one was called pink blob. So if you go here in the elements, you can search pink blob and you could find that element. So as you can see here, there's a few of them, but they all, you know, we could use any one of them. And say if it's this one, I could open it up and then I could turn it around. I could change the color to match again. You know, we're trying to recreate this, right? So, okay, so that looks pretty much similar. Now we're going to look at this and see what is this called. So remember what we did before we clicked it and then we looked at info. So this is called square Polaroid. So let's have a look here. And sometimes you might even want to save it once you know what templates you like. So say for this, for instance, you know you like that. You can add it to your likes to save it so you can access it easier next time. Or you could add to folder and you could create all sorts of folders to save this particular element into a folder so it's easily accessible next time. So now, let's see. Okay, we've come with all these different square Polaroids. And we can see as, oh, do you want to use that one? Or do you want to use that one? So let's continue to look and see which one it is. Oh, we could even choose two if you wanted to. I think it's this one. It might be this one. Let's try change the color. Change the color to white. So as you can see, this is slightly different. This one looks kind of like a paper. So it's not that one. So let's continue looking and see where it is. So I think it might be this one. Yeah. It might be. Let's open it up. It's sort of similar, but it's not so much. But as you can see, you know, you don't necessarily have to go with the same one. You just want it the same look. That pretty much achieves it. And then let's add that photo again. There. And to move it, you just double click and you could move that picture. And then let's see what's the name of this. It's called Red Blob. Okay, so let's have a look and find Red Blob. It's quite a funny name, isn't it, Red Blob? Okay, so I can immediately see that's the one. Oh. Let's drag it down here. Okay, so for this one, as you can see, now it's overlapping the picture, right? And you don't want that because that's not how it looks like here. So to move it to behind the picture, you just right click and then click send to back. So it immediately goes to the back of that picture. And you can change the color just like before, select it and then go to the color control and then change the color. And then there's one more element here. So we don't know what this is called. Let's find out. So this is called Purple Shape Vibrant Doodle. Okay, so let's look for that. Purple Shape Doodle, something like that. Okay, so there's all sorts of different doodles here. I'm guessing it's that one. Yep, it's that one. So we change the color to white, or we could change it to that kind of slightly grayish color. And that one's already on the back, so that's fine. And then as you can see, there's two of them. So let's create, to duplicate it, just right click it and then copy and then click paste and it will be duplicated. And as you can see, it was kind of like a different angle. You just change it. As you can see, this one is on top of the picture. So let's send it to the back. And this one as well is slightly to the front, so send it to back. So voila, that was easy, right? The last thing to do is put this hello there. And so just to see what this font is called, you click it and then you look up over here in the font control. So this is called Moon Time. So what you want to do is over here, go to the text element here. Click either whichever size you want. Let's click the biggest size there. And then drag it to the place you want to drag it to. And then we just type, hello there. Did it have an exclamation mark? Oh, yes, it is. Next, find the font control and change it to Moon. I think it was Moon Time, was it? Yes, Moon Time. And as you can see, it's quite small, so you want to make it bigger. You just click the plus button here. Or alternatively, another way to make it bigger is you select it and then you just drag the arrow there and you can make it as big as you want. To make sure it's centered, I just I move these things here and then I just make sure that it's set to center, right? And another way to kind of center it, if in case you're curious, is to follow these pink lines here. When it kind of tells you, it tells you when it's centered. So that's kind of like an indication of when you've hit the center. And that's dead center, right? It's like that line is a complete straight line. So that means that you're good to go. So that's centered. Alright, so not bad yet. That's one example. Here's another example I want to show you. So this is like another creative example. This is an element, this is the picture, and this is another element. So again, if you want to know what this is called, just click it and then click the information button. This is called 9 for some reason. Not very good title. And this one is called ripped paper. That makes sense. So let's search for ripped paper. There you go. So as you can see, there's a lot of options here. And you could choose which one you want. And say, for instance, if say it's like this piece of paper, right? This piece of paper is a lot bigger than what we need. You can actually just crop the picture really easily by, if you see this little white line here in all the corners, that is to show that you can crop it. So if you just drag it, you immediately crop that picture or that piece of paper. And also, like say if I wanted to put it there, and say I wanted the ripped part to be on this side, right? All I have to do is flip it, go here to flip horizontally, and there you go. Oops. Let's go back. Made a mistake there. Alright, and then now it's like overlapping the picture, right? Now what I want to do is make sure that it doesn't overlap. So I'm just going to set the hierarchy to go to the back. There you go. Let's get rid of that one and use that one instead. And then let's find something else. Let's not use this. Let's use a different torn paper. Let's see which one looks good. This one might look good. I like that the color matches this branding here. So let's get rid of that. So sometimes you can replace the main image by just hovering over it and replacing it. As you can see there. But we don't want to replace it. We just want to kind of have it overlapping slightly. Don't worry if it continues to do that. Just pull it back. If it does, then it will just release itself. But when you're doing this, sometimes that will happen. Don't panic. Sometimes when the mouse takes over, you could just use your keyboard, then move it into position so it doesn't take over that picture like before, right? And this is isn't this like a really creative way to show an image without it, just being boring and putting the image and using up the whole space. This way you're adding texture, you're adding layers, you're adding text and captions and making it more interesting to look at than just, say, having this picture there, right? And see, you could change it. And this as well, maybe you could move it around. It's a fantastic idea. And this is really easy to do as well. So And I just found it through the templates here. So just sometimes if you want to look for, say, Instagram templates, you just type in Instagram and voila, look, there's so many options here for you to choose from. And you could here's another one that's fantastic, using just a photo and then adding a few of those blobs there, adding some text and making that really pop. And it's really engaging to the eye as well. So if this is something you want to use, just click the template, just replace this photo, change the colors to match your brand, change the text to match what you want to say, and voila, you'll have a really attractive social media post graphic that you can use and display proudly on your social media accounts.